Hi, beautiful souls, Wagwan. I am Marcia C, and you are tapped into another episode of Her Sacred Soul Space. Today, I am joined by my soul sister and my co-host, Yolan Azimard, as well as our special guest, Paula Hurlock. Wagwan, ladies, good? Everything good?
Yes. Everything good.
Everything airy. As you know, here at Her Sacred Soul Space, it's all about soul and heart expansion, and this episode is no different. We are going to dive into rediscovering her soul alignment. But before we do so, let us just center ourselves and just be present to receive the word, the lesson that's going to be poured into us today, okay? And remember, how do we do that? By taking 3 deep breaths. So let's get ourselves together. Close your eyes. And we're going to do 3 deep breaths. And on the first breath, I want you to imagine your breath as a magnet going to attract every and anything that may distract you from being present in this episode. Okay? Let's take a deep breath in. And imagine all the distraction, the voices, the low vibration, the low vibe that is going to prevent you attached, and you're going to release it. Okay, let's do our second breath. And with this breath, you are going to know that you are worthy of the lessons that is going to be poured into you today. You are worthy of the light and the love that you're going to receive from this episode. And we release. And for our third breath, I want you to take that deep breath in. Find your center. Find your joy. Find your gratitude. And be present. And release slowly. Thank you. Thank you. I love this part. I love this part so much. Yes. So welcome, Paula. Welcome to Her Sacred Soul Space. And I'm going to turn it over to Yolan so she can introduce you to our special viewers, okay?
The honor is mine. Let me begin like a real Jamaican. We are the British introduction. The honor is mine today to introduce to you my friend and alum, Paula Hurlock. Paula is the Activation and Ascension Mentor. She's the convener of Wellness Experience Jamaica. Paula Hurlock is a development specialist with over 25 years experience in the field of social impact. She brings to the table her ability to implement initiatives that do not yet exist. She is the holder of a BSc or Bachelor of Science in Geology, which prepared her for a greater understanding of sacred geometry, crystal healing, ley lines, energy portals, and Earth's magnetism as it relates to the human body as an electromagnetic system. This is juicy stuff.
Yes, it is.
This extensive knowledge has allowed her to be able to guide many persons experiencing activation and ascension symptoms to a better understanding of what is happening to them from a spiritual, metaphysical, and multidimensional perspective, and the tools to get through the period of transformation as humanity awakens. Like, this is so exciting. Yeah. Oh, I love this stuff. Paula, we are so glad that you are here. Welcome. Open your heart and your mind and let your wisdom flow out.
Yes.
So we can all be elevated, enlightened, and blessed. Yes. We're so excited.
Yeah, totally. We're super excited.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. You know, it's not often that, persons that with that edge, are interested in this kind of edgy, sort of thing. So I'm happy, I'm appreciative that more and more persons are awakening and are receptive to this kind of discussion.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Indeed. So we are going to dive into soul connection, soul alignment, and rediscovering that part of us, her, you, right? And so, Paula, often we hear the eyes are the windows to the soul, right? But we don't really hear individuals talk about what is the soul. So, can you talk to us a little bit more about that? What is the soul? What is it their eyes are supposed to be revealing? Seeing that it is indeed the window to the soul. Share with us your knowledge on that.
Okay, so there are different people who argue that the soul is the spirit. And then some people say, no, the soul is different than the spirit. Some people
Mm.
say the soul is your consciousness. And some say, no, 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 your consciousness is a different thing. It has to do with the brain. And the soul has to do with the thing that brings your physiology to life. So the jury is still out on it. For me, I believe the soul is what animates the body. I use the two spirit and soul interchangeably. So it is the spirit that enters the body and brings life to the body, animates the body. The soul
Mm.
is not something that's quantifiable. I do not think there are any scientific devices to date that can measure the soul and see where the soul resides. Yeah? So it's very difficult for us as humans who are accustomed to having an explanation of everything, a material explanation. It's very difficult for us to define the soul. So, as I said before, I believe that the soul is the part of the human body that animates it, that brings it to life. Because it is said that when the child starts to grow in the womb,
Hmm?
a soul comes in just before the child is born, right? And when the person dies, the soul leaves or exits the body, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I'll say this. There are some cultures that believe that the moment of conception that a soul enters, right?
At
And there
that
are
time.
others that
Mhm.
believe that it enters just before the baby is born. Then
Yeah.
there's other ancient civilizations that say that mole that the babies have,
Mhm.
soft spots, that the soul enters the child over a continuous period until the soul is all in, just about the time when the mole closes. So you see, there are many different beliefs, understandings, and ideas of what the soul is. But I believe it is the part of the human being that animates the physical body. It is the part of the human body that holds consciousness. Yeah. And
Mm.
consciousness is not the mind. Consciousness is
Mm.
the intelligence of the soul and the mind combined.
Yeah.
So it is a very intricate thing. You know,
Yeah.
some people will say, but that's not right. And some people will say, well, this is my idea. Everybody's going to have a slightly different idea. But for now, right where I am today, this is the idea that I have of what the soul is. It's not a black and white thing. It's kind of a gray
Mhm.
situation where, you know, like you, I'm looking at different, you know, ancient and traditional beliefs along with our modern beliefs. And I
Right.
just kind of merge them together. Sometimes I come across a piece of information that gives me greater clarity, and I can say,
Right.
yes, this
Right.
makes more sense to me. I'm going over here. But
Yeah.
for
Right.
now, I'm kind of in the middle, giving it this kind of understanding.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
I
I
like it a lot. Mhm.
Um, I remember when I first started having that connection with my soul, and it was during my awakening, during when I was at my
Mhm.
lowest moment where God needed me to be there so I can be able to see myself. And during that time
Mhm.
frame, it's when I discovered that it is indeed the image that they would, that is written in the Bible that where they say you're made in the image of God. It's the soul image for me. That's just how I see the soul. And I also see it as the portal. to your straight connection to God. No one else
That's it.
has that.
That's
So
it.
that's just how I see it. And oftentimes I call myself a soul conductor. I feel like I'm here to encourage women to connect in a beautiful way to their soul, to let them know it is a part of
Mhm.
you that no one else can tap into but you. And
That's
to encourage them to do so. So I am some your definition of it resonates. Certain parts resonate with me. I also believe that once the seed is has been planted in the womb, that a soul has been connected because oftentimes women may have a miscarriage, but they can still feel
the
that.
connection.
Yes, yes.
It's
And
like
so,
yes.
that's just my belief in that part. But what do you think, Yolanda?
Yeah. Having started out on this earth with Christian upbringing and remembering what was taught there, when I crossed over to spirituality, it wasn't different. They taught, or it is in the Bible, right, that the spirit, right? Jesus said it, Yeshua said, right, that the spirit lives within us. It says the kingdom of God is within, that the spirit is within, all that stuff. I believe, and in our particular, the faith that I was a part of, or the denomination that I was a part of, also taught that uh well, that's just part of Christianity, that God breathed the breath of life into
Right.
man, and man became a living soul. And then it also teaches that when we die, that the soul returns to spirit or to God, right?
Yeah,
And so for me, it is the peace of God that dwells inside every living being, every living thing,
yeah,
right?
That's
So
it.
for
Yes.
me, it's God within.
got it.
And if it's God within, then consciousness within, then all the things you said come with that. Because what we call God, or the energy, or the creative intelligence, that's what to me the soul is. And we all possess it. Otherwise we wouldn't be here. By it all things consist. So yeah.
Right. I love it. I love what you both have said. What's interesting, what you said, Marsha, about when you started connecting with your soul. Because best believe a lot of us come into this life and we never once connect with our soul. We just go about and do what we need to do.
Yes.
Work, home, have children, feed them, sleep, go to the bathroom, eat some food, and we continue. And
Yeah,
it is not until something happens, something major,
Yes.
some major upheaval, that we go through what they call the dark night of the soul and we
Oh.
connect in a very
Mm,
real way to our soul. And we recognize that there is something more to this life than just eat, sleep, procreate, and then die. And so I love the definition, Yolanda, that you said, that we are basically little parts of God.
yeah,
mhm.
Um, like you said, Marsha, we are made in the image of God, but there is no physical image. But
yeah,
just like
None.
how we can say we don't know how the soul look, we don't know
yeah,
how big it is,
right.
how small it is. That's exactly what God is like. Not quantifiable,
Yes.
unfathomable, but we know He is there. It's just the same way we know that our souls exist, because we just know. So yes,
Yeah,
I love it. I love both definitions, and I like how they all tie in to what to what we're all saying in terms of
yeah,
our perspective.
indeed, indeed. Um, I listening to you brought this question to mind. If we never connect with our soul, what does that mean, or what does that say to us as a human being? Meaning, what's the purpose of the connection? What does it do for us if we connect? And if we have never connected with our soul, what is it that we're missing in our lives?
Okay, and I'm happy that you asked the question, because you know I've often thought about that. You know, why should I live a good life? Why should I connect with my soul anyway? Like, what difference does it make? What's the reward for connecting or just not connecting? And as time has passed, I've seen And right now, more than ever, we're starting to see the separation, the worlds. We're starting to seeing what the Bible spoke about as the wheats from the tares, the wheat from the chaff, the sheep from the goat. And what is happening very clearly in my mind and what I've observed is that there are people that have connected with their souls, and there are people that have not connected with their souls. There's a difference in how they're experiencing the world, and there is
Mm,
a difference in how they show up and
Oh my.
impact the world,
Yes.
right? So, what's
Yes.
happening? There are people that are just here. It's all about their body. It's all about, you know, getting the face done, wearing the this, getting this and that done so that they
Mhm.
can
Mhm.
attract the man with the money, so that they can live the soft life, and and it's all about the material. And then
yeah,
there's a whole nother set of people that know that I need to get it right in this cycle of life
yeah,
so that I
Right.
will be in a position to serve humanity, to elevate my soul or activate my soul, to do what it is that my soul has been brought here to do.
yeah,
Right.
There's two different
yes,
perspectives that are happening. And
yeah,
so it is so important for us to think about our soul, think about connecting with the divine. And of
Yes.
course, you can't connect with the divine except through your own soul. So it is in that moment when we are connecting with our soul that we know God.
Right.
There
yeah,
is no other way. There
Wonderful.
is
No
no
other
other
way.
way. So, like you said, you are a portal.
Yes, 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 indeed.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
mm, wow,
That's
Yolanda, I don't
good.
know if I don't want to be the one just to ask all the questions because I could just sit at Paula's feet all day and just take in all this
Mm.
wisdom, but I do have more questions, so I'm okay with throwing it out there, because um, I said to my mom the other day, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of dying without completing what I was brought here to do, my
Right.
purpose,
Yeah.
not completing my soul purpose and connection and lighting the lights of all the others that I'm called to work with, that I'm called to tap into. And
Yes,
so, that's the soul connection for me as well. Um,
yes, yes,
I think about low vibrations. How is it
yes.
that the different vibrations, we hear about that? How does the type of vibration that you surround yourself with or are in affect you and your soul?
Right. So that's an excellent question, but I like how you led into that question. What is very obvious now is that there are some people who recognize that they actually have a soul mission, and they're just not here to eat, sleep, procreate, and then die. They know that they have a mission. And that's interesting because what they say in some schools of thought, in some traditions, is that this is not our first time here incarnating.
Mm-hmm.
And so between lifetimes or incarnations, we are given contracts. Hey, you need to go on and you need to do this, 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 and this. Of course, they say, I'm just saying what they say,
Yeah.
during the birth process, we forget because birth is a trauma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
We forget. And so many of us do not remember until we're like 30, 40, 50. It takes our entire youth for us to remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Sometimes when we're not remembering, I think, spirit creates situations that help us to have to connect with our soul. And
Yes.
then we remember, and
Yeah.
then we see how important it is for us to finish our mission, complete our mission.
Hmm.
When you remember or start to have an inkling of this fact that you are on a mission, then you're going to start to behave in a very different way. You're going to realize there is urgency. And so
Hmm.
you're going to be trying to get information at rip speed. I need to know this. I need to understand that, right?
Yeah.
Then you're going to want to start to surround yourself with like-minded people. So vibrationally, you're going to want to find vibrational matches spiritually so
Yeah.
that you can advance more quickly on your journey,
Yes.
right?
Indeed.
Right.
You know what they say, you are placed here to do something, yeah? What's the purpose of hanging around people who already know? You need to go out there in the gutters and find the people who don't know and bring them over.
Yeah.
But that, for me, I think is a very Christian approach. And the
Mm-hmm.
approach where we are on a soul mission and we shine our light, and then people are drawn to the light, is, I think it's a more effective process
Yeah.
because when we shine our light, people are either drawn to it or say, no, no, I don't want to hear what's going on with that light over there. Let me stay over here in this darkness.
Yeah.
They make
Yeah.
a
I think I
choice.
think I think you're either shining a light or casting a shadow, huh?
That's it. That's it. That's it right there. So, in terms of vibration, your question about
Right.
vibration, I think it's important to be around persons who carry a similar vibration to the one you already have or the one that you aspire to want to be at.
Yeah.
It's very
Mhm.
important to surround yourselves because what happens is that energy gets diluted if you go
Mhm.
into a
Yes.
scenario where it's lower vibration. You're gonna you are carrying high and you're going to low, you're gonna kind of go down. But if
Yes.
someone from low comes up to this area where it's high, they're gonna come up.
They're gonna come
You
up. Gonna
understand?
take. Hmm.
Right. So it's important. I mean, you can't exist in this world just in a homogeneous situation. You're gonna have to operate in both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I think it's very important to surround yourself with like-minded people who are carrying the same vibration so that everybody grows and strengthens each other and
Yes.
that
Hmm.
we literally have a, a magnifying effect on each other. Because when we are together, vibrating at this level, all of us together sort of amplifies the vibration for the collective.
Yeah.
And so this is
Absolutely.
why I tell people all the time, the kind of work we do where we're just shining our light, you don't need a ton of people. You just
No.
need a few committed people vibrating at a certain level, impressing their will for positivity and growth and joy and abundance and prosperity for the collective. And that alone is sufficient to send out a vibration, a ripple effect
Yeah.
out into the
Absolutely.
world that
Absolutely.
infects everybody else and
Yeah.
raises their
Hmm.
vibration.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
we're playing a very significant role.
Hmm.
And I thank you, ladies. I commend you, ladies, for taking on this project. It's a big project.
Yes.
I
Yes.
have a question.
Yeah.
Does
Yes.
our soul, we talk about these days, we talk about energy. Energy is a popular word now, right? Energy, and protecting your energy, right? Do you see energy and soul as the same? And if so, the way we talk about protecting energy, do we need to protect our soul?
Mm.
Okay. So energy and soul are not the same. However, our soul has a certain amount of energy, right?
Aha.
Because
Right.
our soul is going to be vibrating at a high level or a low level. So
Mm-hmm.
when we're vibrating at a high level, we'll have a lot of energy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Energy is all around us, and it's
Mm-hmm.
either, the polarities, the duality, it's either positive energy or negative energy. It's either high energy or low energy.
Right. High
When we
vibration,
say
low vibration.
yes,
Mm,
yes. So
yeah.
when one makes reference to protecting your soul, protecting your energy, there is validity to that. And let me
Hmm.
let me let me make the differential or the distinction. as a human body, we carry an energy field around our body. And that energy field is related to our physiology and also our connection with the divine.
Yes.
Now,
Right.
when I say connection to the divine, I always do this. I always do this. And it's because in my mind, I have a visual of the light coming in from the heavens and
Yes.
streaming down
Yes.
and filling us up.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
In
Right.
the in Christianity, they refer to it as the Holy Spirit. In the newer age references, they'll talk about it as light.
Yeah.
I feel as if it's one and the same. I remember going into a church and seeing a beautiful depiction of three women with their arms raised, and there above them was a little flame, and it was the Holy Spirit. But that image could have easily been an image of three persons with a shaft of light coming down from the heavens.
Right.
Now, we are all connected to the divine.
Yeah.
And what I believe is that that light fills our auric field or energy field. We all have a personal energy field. It extends about 12 inches from our skin.
Your skin. Okay.
So when we say we are protecting our energy, I think the correct or the full sentence would be we are protecting our personal energy field. The source of that personal energy field, as I said before, is from the light, the connection with the divine, right? There are diagrams showing that our body emanates an electromagnetic field. And it's that electromagnetic field that creates that personal energy field around us. So you see the difference between the soul, which is embodied within our physiology, and the personal energy field that is around our body that extends about 12 inches
Yeah.
out from the skin. It is that energy that we need to protect.
Yes.
Why? Because that energy field is where negative thought forms can come in. Negativity directed from external to us enters through that energy field as well. I made reference to it yesterday on a different platform as being like a balloon. So your energy field is supposed to be whole.
Yeah.
But if someone takes a pin to a balloon, it will puncture the balloon and all the air will escape.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Likewise, if someone takes or sends negative energy or negative thought forms towards you,
Yeah.
those negative thought forms can actually penetrate your energy field and come in. And there is one school of thought that says that in your energy field, you can have miasma or dirt. And that dirt or negativity embodied in your energy field, it can come from you, your thought forms, or externally from others. Right? So when someone sends an negative energy thought form towards you, it's like an arrow. It pierces your energy field, and what happens? The energy leaks out, so you have leakage in your energy field. So you will feel depleted.
Yeah.
You will feel drained because your energy field is being depleted.
Has been compromised. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what people are talking about protecting. It's that personal energy field that
Yeah.
needs to be protected. Yeah.
And
When
not
that, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say not only being protected, in my shaman experience or classes, we call it the quantum field, and
Yes.
it's also it's kind of like your social media. Sometimes you have to go and clear out certain things. So sometimes
Yes,
you have to
absolutely.
clear out certain things, whether it's people, habit, place, or thing, in order
Mm-hmm.
for you to have a more of a profound protection of your field
That's right.
in a way. Yeah.
That's right.